A lot of people are under the impression that to be a good debater nowadays, you have to be a good VC debater, and that text debating itself is like the work of the devil, and people who do it are just garbage. I would like to take my time here and explain why such an ideology is not only just so one-sided and completely like oblivious of the different aspects of debating, but I also want to take time to explain and expose the people who make this claim and explain like why this goes back to them. So, like, in case many of you didn't know, a lot of the more famous debaters, i.e., Splash, Seth, Parrot, you name it, whatever, etc., etc. Notice how like all of them always have their debates in VC and they never text debate. Now, from an outsider's perspective, people think this is a good thing, and people think that you need to do this to be a good debater. But I'm here to tell you that no, you don't need to be a good VC debater to be just a good debater in general. Matter of fact, quite the contrary. You can do either and still be a good debater by definition. What I like, where I have my issues is I have issues where like VC debaters just like put down text debaters just because of the fact that they may be like introverts or like whatever thing that they may think they have, not ignoring the fact that VC debating has different factors to it. Like, let's put it into this perspective. Let's say I debated someone like on text, not consistently body them and shit like that, but they managed to get me in VC debates. Like, that doesn't make them better than me in any means. Maybe in VC debating, sure, but as in general, that doesn't make them better than me as a debater. And like, one of the things that people also have to consider when doing VC debates is not everyone is created equally. Elaborating on that claim, some people just may have speech issues and you just can't do shit to combat that. Like me, for example, like I have Asperger's, as in case you didn't know, which basically means I have bad social issues and stuff like that. And those of you who like watch my VC debates, you can basically see that, or not really see, but hear. You can basically hear like where I kind of like fall in like speech and shit, but that's not my fault. I can't control that shit. Like to an extent, yeah, but not completely. And what people don't have to consider is like some people just can't VC debate or just don't have the capability to do so, and that doesn't make them a bad debater by any means. It just means that the variables are not in their favor. Like for example, let's say someone was like deaf and like mute, basically they can't talk, but they can text debate like really good, and suddenly they can like and shit like that. Does that mean they're a shit debater then? No, obviously it doesn't mean that. That just means that they just can't VC, or they're just not good at it. Although in this case, they just literally can't because, well, they don't have the capabilities to. But my initial point is that, like, putting down someone just because they won't VC debate, that doesn't make them bad debaters. Especially when they've shown consistently, on a consistent basis, that they can debate and make good, competent points. You see, a lot of VC debaters, such as the people I mentioned before, Seth, Chuck, Parrot, and Splash and his underlings such as like Jade or like Kratos, whatever. Like what a lot of people don't understand is there's a reason why they bring people into VC debates. That's just because they just can't text debate. And like the further back that up, it's like notice how like when they notice that they're getting like clobbered in like a text debate, they always shift to the get in VC you rat, otherwise you get kicked or you're just a fodder. Like notice how they always shift to that type of mentality and stuff like that. That's so they can just get an advantage and basically win and stuff. Which by the way is just a shit move. I don't like that. Like everyone has a preference. Some people just don't like VC in debating. That doesn't make them fodder, and that doesn't make them retarded or anything like that. That's one of the things I just dislike, putting people down for text debating. In actuality, text debating and VC debating, they aren't the same thing. They're just different variables. It's possible to be good in one type of debating and not be good in the other. That doesn't make them bad by any means. Like, it's crazy how like people like shift to this like certain stigma against text debaters and like Google Plus debaters. And it's ironic too, because a lot of the more quote unquote famous debaters like Seth, for example, Seth and Chuck specifically, who comes from Google Plus, literally got popular off of Google Plus. They have the nerve to turn their backs on Google Plus and just shit on the debaters who come from there, which is I find kind of ironic. And like it also like I also like how they like had the terminology to call people who text debate Google Plus cucks, ignoring the fact that they have a Google Plus account. meaning that they're Google Plus people too, which is both hypocritical and ironic. And like I said, going back to the ideology that if you're like a VC debater, then you're automatically superior to a text debater. Another flaw in that type of mentality and like ideology is the fact that but like one flaw that just like basically denounces that whole thing is the fact that you can just literally fucking do shit like in a VC debate that you can't do in a text debate. As I said before, things are like not the same thing. They're different types of mediums. It's like comparing apple to oranges, basically. As I said, they're just not the same thing, and you can't do that shit because it's fallacious by nature and stuff. And this also goes into play, like I said before, with the people who have like a negative stigma against these type of debaters and shit like that. Like I said, Discord is the new wave of debating nowadays, and nowadays you have to basically be a VC like retard to basically like debate people, which is just something I dislike. Like this is one of the reasons why I just lack fundamental respect for like a lot of debaters nowadays, because like what they don't understand is that like not only do people have preference, but just some people just can't VC debate. Like they generally just can't, whether it be the fact that they just have issues with like their speech or something like that, or whether it could just be technological like that. Who knows? Regardless, not everyone's obligated to VC debate, and matter of fact, people can text debate if they want to. It's not a God-given right to VC someone. It is definitely not your God-given right to force them into a VC debate just so you can shift the debate into your favor, which is a shit move, by the way. And that's also one of the reasons why I don't consider someone who like consistently loses on a basis of text better than someone who can like beat someone on a VC debate. Cause like the funny thing is, it's like I said, it's two different mediums. What someone can do in text debating doesn't translate to VC debate inherently. Sometimes they can. Sometimes some people can be good in both. But at the end of the day, they're just not the same thing. And like, it's funny too. It's like, also, like, another example of just how flawed and how utterly objectively stupid this mentality is. It's like, okay, let's put this into perspective. Like, let's say you have someone who's like, I don't know, fucking disabled or whatever. I shouldn't say disabled, but like someone who's like mentally handicapped, like reacts slower and shit like that, and stuff like that. Like in a text debate, they can have all the time in the world and stuff like that to reply and stuff like that, cause like they have time to like basically think of their arguments, type it down and stuff like that. In a VC debate, you have to act instantly, reactively. Not everyone can do that because not everyone has the same reaction speed. And like I said before, like with my example, some people have social issues and are a lot like slower reactive than others. Which also where I personally think text debate does falls a lot better, because like in text debate you have a lot of time to like construct your arguments basically and stuff like that, while in the VC debate everyone expects you to move like fucking faster than Flash himself, which is stupid because the whole point of a debate is to basically construct your points in a like very good manner and basically just fucking like refute the other point. Not everyone has that type of reaction. And as I mentioned, this goes up to the fact that there's certain variables that just are not in people's control. And like saying that those variables basically means that people are garbage, that's just a stupid mentality for all the like wrong reasons. It's one of the reasons why I just like almost everyone I mentioned there, I basically like lack fundamental respect on the basis that they treat themselves as superior to everyone else just because they can VC debate. When literally every one of those people I mentioned there can't text debate for shit. Like, and I've seen it before, they can't text debate for shit. But they can VC debate, surely, and they act like they're just inherently superior to everyone on that basis, ignoring the fact that, like I said, there's different variables. Like, you just can't fucking compare the two. It's like comparing a fucking planet to a star. It doesn't make no fucking sense whatsoever. They're not even the same type of celestial body. And shit like that. Yeah, overall, this stigma against like text debaters is just retarded. And like the reason why I brought up those debaters specifically is they're like some of the people who basically enforced slash started this whole thing, ignoring the fact that ignoring the fact that their roots started out from this. So by their same logic, they're a Google Plus text debater cuckoos as well. So basically, just fucking being a hypocrite, and it's stupid, you know. It's like there's so many points I could bring up, like whether the fact that like not everyone also has time out of their day to like VC debate, or a text debate. You can just like take time out of your hand to do stuff. Like, and actually, now I think about it, that's a good point to bring up too. Like in a VC debate, you basically have to be like concealed to like a certain location where nobody can hear you. Like for example, imagine doing a VC debate like in a mall and shit. Like you'll look like you're not only look like you're fucking crazy, but you look stupid as well, and also it would be unfocused and stuff like that. The issue with VC debating is that's like you basically just have to conceal yourself. Meanwhile, with a text debate, you can be basically anywhere. It's more time efficient, more practical, and also you don't have to fucking be like concealed to like a fucking basement like you're some sort of mental asylum patient and shit like that. Like, yeah, like not every, and also it also comes down to the fact that just everyone is productive. Not everyone has time to like just get into a VC, which by the way on Discord is garbage. It hardly fucking works for shit, by the way. But not only do people not have time to do that, but like some people just like they just on that grind, you know, have to get money and shit like that, have jobs, you know, like a normal human being, which a lot of famous debaters probably don't fucking have. But yeah, not everyone has time for that. With a text debate, you can do that anywhere, even at work, maybe if you have the time. At the same time, you're not constricted to just like a single fucking location where nobody can hear you. And like I said, this stigma extends beyond just like fictional debating, just in general. Like just like I said, a text debater and a VC debater, the only difference is their medium. In terms of how skilled they are, in terms of how like skilled they are, that just depends on how good they're versed with each other, really. So like I said, the whole like VC debater master race type of mentality needs to stop because it's retarded. It's just retarded for so many reasons that I've already explained. Like I said. And also this comes down to the fact that a lot of people who push that ideology are just hypocrites in general. But anyways, yeah. That's pretty much it. That's all, folks. Super Bear Neo, peace the fuck out. Be sure to check out for another video. I'm probably gonna release either like later today or like tomorrow or the next day. Like I wanted to make this short video because like in my Discord server, because someone like not someone but like a lot of people had this discussion and they wanted me to make a video just like explaining it. And like normally this video isn't as long as like my other videos because like this is just one small problem with debating and one small like stigma and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be as big as like the whole like my whole video just denouncing debating itself and just not debating but fictional debating itself and explaining its toxicity and flaws and shit like that. But yeah, overall, just be sure to catch up for my next videos. And that's pretty much it. Super Bear Neo, peace the fuck out. This was a short video I meant to do. Sorry if you expected my video to be like 30 or 40 minutes long. But I just wanted to make this short video why I think that like fucking VC debaters who just like treat themselves as inherently superior to text debaters are just wrong for all reasons. But yeah, that's all, folks. Super Bear Neo, peace the fuck out. Like usual, I'll catch y'all guys later. Love you, whatever, yada yada, peace.